A pleasant Monday afternoon to all. I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. We begin this afternoon's stories with the government directives raising daily wages of typical workers in the agriculture, non-agriculture, retail, and service sectors have come few and far in between. Hence, a shared feeling among all of them that they are just working their lives away with no end in sight. Well, for those aforementioned and marginalized workers trying to eke out a living in the Calabarzon, a modicum of relief, perhaps with the announcement by the Regional Tripartite Wages and Productivity Board of Wage Order 4A-21, upgrading the daily wages of Calabarzon workers in the agriculture, non-agriculture, and those in the retail and service sectors with no more than 10 workers in the payroll by 21 and up to 75 pesos. Non-agriculture workers based in component cities or 4th, 5th, and 6th class municipalities will receive their pay raises in two tranches beginning September 30 for the first in April next year and for the second one. Meanwhile, the pay raise of agriculture workers is scheduled for the end of September this year for the first one and on April the 1st next year for the second. All other workers will receive theirs beginning end September this year. On the other hand, the Regional Tripartite and Wages Productivity Board also announced wage order number RO 7-25, granting a daily minimum wage increase of up to 33 up to 43 pesos in the provinces of Region 7, such as the daily minimum wages in the region is raised to 501 pesos for Class A workers from 458 to 468, 463 for Class B workers from 425 pesos, and 430 pesos, and 553 for Class C workers from 415 to 420 pesos. The wage order kicks in or takes effect on October 2nd next month. And with less than 2 months remaining before the America's electorate of some 200 million registered voters head to the polls to choose its next president and vice president, yet another act of political violence on the life of former President Donald Trump has been averted thanks to the eagle eyes of Trump's security and the Secret Service guarding him while he played on a Sunday at his golf course in West Palm Beach. Barely 2 months have passed since that fateful day and weekend in a rural town in Pennsylvania, where former President Donald J. Trump came millimeters away from being felled by an assassin's bullet that had just grazed his right ear. This time, another threat on his life came nowhere close, with the alleged assassin suspect some 500 yards away and unable to fire his AK-47 looking rifle as members of the Secret Service spotted the barrel of his rifle from afar and then fired preemptively to send him scurrying away and fleeing the site. Ryan Wesley Routh, 58, a construction worker from North Carolina, was arrested after the black Nissan truck he drove was identified by an eyewitness who reported it to the local authorities in West Palm Beach, Florida. President Joe Biden expressed relief after hearing the news of Trump being safe on this foiled attempt on his life. Vice President Kamala Harris, for her part, said she is deeply disturbed on yet another assassination attempt on the life of her rival for the race to the White House. Immigration is among the top 3 issues for American voters in the November 2024 presidential. While Trump made a vow on mass deportations and Harris insisting to resurrect the bipartisan bill Trump and his House allies effectively killed in the House floor, there are no specifics as of yet to a clear policy on both sides. VOA's immigration reporter Aline Barrios reports.
Immigration was a big topic during the first presidential debate. While Vice President Kamala Harris didn't answer a question about the increased numbers of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border, former President Donald Trump repeated his false claims about migrants and crime.
Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here.
Research shows immigrants are less likely to commit crimes than the U.S.-born people. But at his rallies, Trump maintains his hard line on immigration, promising to build on his previous efforts if re-elected.
If I win on day one, we will begin the largest deportation operation in American history.
Immigration experts have questions.
What exactly are we talking about here? Is it, are there going to be police and immigration officers showing up at everyone's door and asking to see their papers?
When Harris was asked about illegal crossings at the border, which surged under the Biden administration before falling back in recent months, she shifted the blame to Trump, noting he had Republicans in Congress kill a bipartisan immigration reform bill.
And let me say that the United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, came up with a border security bill which I supported. And that bill would have put 1,500 more border agents on the border.
Experts stress that without action from Congress, real immigration reform is out of reach.
Neither one of them talked about the importance of Congress, and I feel like there's only, the president makes a huge difference, and we would, there's a lot a president can do, but there also are limits to what a president can do.
At an Arizona rally, Harris reminded the crowd that as president, she would sign an immigration bill.
We know our immigration system is broken, and we know what it takes to fix it. Comprehensive reform that includes strong border security and an earned pathway to citizenship.
It is unlikely Harris and Trump will share the debate stage again. Voters will need to follow their immigration plans closely as they continue on the campaign trail. Aline Barrows, VOA News, Washington.
And that is a wrap for this afternoon. Join us anew later this evening for the next set of breaking stories. Remember to stay connected by keeping it here for news you can count on. I am William Theo, and thank you for watching PTV News Now.